All right. This is certainly not my idea. Um, and I wish I could give credit to whoever's idea it was, but I've been consuming so much information from a whole bunch of different sources that I really have no idea where it came from, because it's been sitting with me for a bit. Anyway, it's been sitting with me for a bit because the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. So traditionally, there's like a hierarchy of how like science goes, right? Physics is the bottom. Physics is the study of the smallest units of matter, whatever, the fundamentals, you know, atoms, photons, neutrons, electrons, all that stuff. And then above that is chemistry, which is how those little small things bind together, behave when they're together, are attracted to one another, etc. And then above that is biology, because once you've got the molecules, then it's just certain molecules binding in certain ways, and that gives you, life or whatever. And then above biology are like the, like psychology things of the mind, right? So it's like in that pyramid, which is pretty well embedded as just a straight paradigm in all of our lives and has been for centuries, is that consciousness is emergent, right? You're not going to have consciousness without biology, and you're not going to have biology without chemistry, and you're not going to have chemistry without physics. So physics is the foundation. I think that is very close to correct and also completely wrong, in that consciousness is the foundation, and then physics, and then chemistry, and then biology. Like, it's the same order, rather than consciousness being at the top and dependent on and therefore emergent from the other sciences. That consciousness is actually foundational. Consciousness is what makes up the universe. Consciousness is what dictates physics and therefore everything. It's an interesting take. Think about it. The longer it sits with you, especially under, these models I've been discussing, the more it makes sense. That makes sense. That feels right. I would have been like, hell no, a year ago, but seems right now.